Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will discuss algorithm and flowchart. What is the use of this algorithm and flowchart? If you want to write a program in any programming language, either C, C++, Java, Python, whatever it is, before writing the program in programming language, first you have to know how to do the particular program. For that, you have to design an algorithm. What do you mean by an algorithm? Simply a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem. Here the problem in the sense it is a normal problem or a scientific problem or engineering problem. For example, if you are doing programming language, the problem is an engineering problem. For example, if you want to construct a house, for construction of house also we require some step-by-step procedure. Each and everywhere that is called step-by-step procedure for solving the algorithm problem is called algorithm. And each and every algorithm have some properties or features or characteristics. The first one is input. What do you mean by input? Input in the sense, if you want to perform some operation, that is, if you want to implement some program, we have to provide some input. For example, if you want to construct a house, so for construction of a house, we require some input. What is the bricks, sand, land, water, etc., etc. So input means simply what we provide for solving the problem. For solving the problem, we are providing something that is called input. And one more thing is output. Output in the sense, after completion of the problem, what they produce. That means simply the results. After solving the problem, it produces some result. The result is called output. This is the basic criteria. The basic criteria is I am given some information to you, you are performing some operation and produces some output. But in between these input and output, we have many points. One such point is finiteness. The name specify finite. That means you are writing the algorithm step by step. The algorithm has to be completed after a fixed number of steps. After a fixed number in the sense a finite number of steps. Suppose for solving this problem, it takes 100 steps, or it takes 5 steps, or it takes 1 lakh steps. But the number must be a finite. After completion of these steps, we are getting the output. Suppose if you don't know after how many number of steps you get the output, but that is a problem. So each and every algorithm, you have to fix the number of steps. Now, definiteness. Define means we have to define each and every statement clearly. So definiteness means each and every statement is clearly explained. That means the statement must be unambiguous. The statement must be unambiguous. Statement in the sense the step must be unambiguous. For example, if you want to construct a house, I am providing 10 bags of sand and 1 bag of cement. Here I am not mentioning anything. Suppose if you are using 10 bags of sand for 1 bag of cement, it is not possible. Then I have to clearly explain, for 1 bag of cement, you have to use half bag of sand. That means you have to clearly explain each and every statement. No ambiguity. Sorry, no ambiguity. Compulsory the statement is ambiguous is eliminated. And finally, effectiveness. Here, effectiveness in the sense you are taking some information, follow some finite number of steps, follow each and every statement very clearly, we are producing this output. Everything is okay. For example, if the output is not satisfiable to you and the building is constructed, for example, after construction, it does not satisfy your goal, then the wastage, even though we are getting the output is waste. Here, effectiveness in the sense, each and every step of the algorithm, at the same time, we are using some simple basic operations. Basic operations are used for implementing the algorithm. That means to simplify the process. And the most important thing is, the problem can be solved in fixed amount of time. Fixed amount of time. For example, if you are preparing some coffee, suppose for preparation of coffee, it takes 10 minutes. If it completed in 10 minutes, then the taste of the coffee is good. For example, if it is completed in 1 hour, almost the taste changes. That means to get the output in perfect manner, that is completed in a fixed amount of time. This is called an algorithm. Now, consider a simple example for sum of two numbers. What is the procedure? Step 1. Step 1 is start. Step 2. So read two numbers. First, we have to define the two numbers A comma B. Next, read the two numbers. Read A comma B. In the next step, perform sum operation. Suppose sum is equal to A plus B. Step 5, print the sum value. And step 6, stop the procedure. That is, this is the procedure for solving the sum of two numbers. Now, once algorithm is completed, depending upon your wish, you will convert the algorithm into any programming language. That is completely your wish. Now, we will move to flowchart. What is the difference between algorithm and flowchart? Algorithm is simply a theoretical description of how to solve a problem, but the flowchart is a pictorial representation, pictorial or graphical representation of algorithm. Why we are using graphical representation means, compared to theory, the picture is very effective. Compared to theory, the picture, that is the diagrammatic representation, is very effective. In this flowchart, we are using different symbols for performing different operations. So, what is the first step in the algorithm? Start. What is the last step? Stop. That is, for start and stop, we are using this one, rounded rectangles. We are using this one, rounded rectangles. And flow direction, that means, so from one step to another step, we are using this arrow marks. Arrow marks used to move from one step to another step. Now, in between, we are performing some operation. Here, we are performing some operation. The operation is performed inside the rectangle. The operation is performed inside the rectangle. And input and output, what are the different? So the program consists of starting and stopping. We are providing some input and produces some output. And in between input and output, we have to perform some process, in a sense operation. So for input and output, we are using parallelogram. This is input and output, this is process, this is the flow of direction from one step to another step. These are the stop and stop. And one more thing is a decision making statement. That is the condition. Based on the condition, we are moving into any way, suppose this way or this way. This is represented by using the diamond symbol or rhombus. Okay, these are the main. One more thing is connector. This is the connector. For example, the flowchart is not specified in a single page. If it is present in more than one page, by using connector, we make the communication between the things. Now, these are the symbols that are used for the flowcharts. Now, consider one simple example, the same example, sum of two numbers. First one is start. After start, suppose read A comma B. Assume read A comma B. This is the parallelogram. Here you are performing the operation sum is equal to A plus B. This is rectangle, and print the output. Again rectangle, print sum, and stop the process. This is the flow chart. This is the flowchart. So the main advantage of flowchart is the communication, that is it is easy to understand, and the effective analysis. So was by seeing this one, we can easily analyze the problem. Okay, thank you.